X squared tell us? What is it? It's equal to the derivative, okay. Now, where do I want this? Do I have an input yet? Do I want this to be evaluated? Chris, do I have an input yet? Do I want this to be evaluated? Do I have an input yet? Where? No. You're guessing. Okay. 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 I mean, that's okay. I just want you not to be guessing on Tuesday. Okay. So now, what do we know, Chris?
What do we know?
Yeah. What do we have? I hope you know a lot, but what do you know about this problem? What do we evaluate so far?
What do we have? Like everything?
Well, at this point, you see what I'm circling?
Slope.
Okay, we found the slope, right?
Yeah.
The slope of the line that's parallel to what?
The tangent line.
Okay. And if that line is parallel to our tangent line, then our tangent line must also have what slope? 3. What does this tell us? Whoops, let's get down there again. What does this tell us?
The derivative.
And what does this derivative help us do? Did you write down that definition of a derivative?
Yes.
Okay. So what is a derivative again?
Slope of the tangent line.
So we use this to determine the slope, the slope of a tangent line to f of x at a point. Problem is, we don't know what point to use yet. But what we do know is that 3x squared has to have what value? 3. If 3x squared equals 3, what does x equal? Yeah, plus or minus 1. Okay? Divide 3 by both sides and we get x squared equals 1, so x would be plus or minus 1. So we do know now, there's not one point, there's actually 2 points. Go back to your graph. Go back to your graph. So on this curve, at x equaling 1 and at x equaling negative 1, we could draw tangents. Now, I don't like what I see because I know that the value of x equals 1. Well, let's see. Maybe it's not. I better put some points on. Better put some points on here. So I'm going to put a point on right about here and a point, right about here. Remember, I'm not concerned about the coordinates because I know that I can change them. What do you want this coordinate to be changed to? Yeah, we'll change our window here. What do you want this coordinate to change to? Okay. Some of you on the quiz said, I couldn't see my point. Hey, change the window. It's not that big of a deal. We know how to change a window. So let me get down here to it, and I'm going to make this. A 4. There we go. Now I see it nicely. Now, if I put a tangent here and a tangent here, those tangent lines should be what? To what? And to? Okay, so let's go in here. I'm going to press tab to get that line back. What do you think I'm going to type now? How about this? Y equals 3x minus 4. Okay, since we're talking about it being parallel to this, it might be nice to see that. So 3x, was it minus 4? Okay. Whoa, there's that line way over there. My tangents at these points should be parallel to that line. Okay, now let's see. We can go through and we could use our inspires to come up with the equations of those lines, but I want to see your work. Okay, I want to see your work. So let's go back over here. Let's go over here and show some analytical work, then we'll use the Inspire to test it, to verify. So at x equals 1 and x equals negative 1, those are the points of tangencies where the tangents should have the slope of 3. So I'm going to say at x equaling negative 1, my slope is 3. That's what we have decided it was going to be. At x equaling negative 1, what is f of negative 1? X cubed plus 2. So that must be negative 1 cubed plus 2, or 1. Okay. So what did we say we need to draw the or to write the equation of a line? And point. Okay. So if I have y equals 3, the quantity x minus a negative 1 plus 1, where did all that stuff come from? Well, hopefully you're saying, well, it came from this. Y equals m, the quantity x minus x1 plus y1. Remember that form of the equation of a line? Okay, same thing. I'm getting y equals 3x. Let's see, this would be plus 1. So this would be plus 3 plus 1. So y equals 3x plus 4. Does that line have slope 3? Yeah? Okay. At x equaling 1 and slope equaling 3, well, let's see, what's f of 1? So I have the point 1, 3. I've got y equals 3, the quantity x minus 1 plus 3, or y equals 3x minus 3 plus 3, or y equals simply 3x. What are these? What are these? Lines, yeah, lines that are what? Tangent to the curve at the points that have the slope of 3. How are we going to test that? How would you show this to me? How about, whoops, how about, let's draw a tangent at this point, and let's draw a tangent at this point. Are you with me on this so far? Go to menu, go to points and lines, and you got this thing called tangent. Okay? Now what do you want to know about those tangents? They're equations. I can also find out if their slopes are that, but if I know the equations, do I know the slopes? Absolutely. How do I find those? Menu, yeah, menu, actions, and coordinates and equations. There's that one. There's that one. Did we do it right? On the quiz, do I know I've got the right answers? On the test, do I know I've got that perfect, all the perfect points for that? Yeah. Peter?
For some reason, for my tangent at x equals 1, the equation is showing up as y equals 3x minus like a really small number, 0.0000.
Okay. Now, I don't know if we can find yours without showing names. Do you mind if I show your names? Or Peter, do you find yours there? How about if it's hard to see if I don't zoom in a little bit.
I have the same issue.
Same issue? Okay, you got to help me out here.
The very top.
Very top? This one?
Top and right.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Okay, I see what you mean there. I'm going to, whoever this is, I don't know if this is you, Peter, or someone else. Whoever this is, so anyone who has this can try it. What I want you to do is to come to this and move the cursor over here and just kind of hover. Yeah, get all the way over here. There we go. Just kind of hover on this. Now, yeah, this may not work. Press the negative key, the subtraction key. You have to hover there, and it has to go to gray, and then press the subtraction key. What that does, it will take away digits of, like 4 digits or 5 digits being shown, or it will increase if you add the plus. So what it's doing is it's trying to use more digits than what you really need to. So I didn't know if it would do it for that or not, but that's all it's representing. So let's move the hand away so we can see it again. This says negative, and then hit escape. Okay, this is saying that you've got a number that's negative 2.81. What's the e to the negative 15 stand for? 10 to the, which means you have how many decimal digits in front of the 2? 14. Almost 0, right? That's what it's saying. And the Inspire is just trying to give you more digits than what you really are interested in. So many times we can change those by doing what I said, hover, and then press the subtraction or the addition key to add digits of display or subtract digits of display. If you have that show up on a quiz or a test, I'm okay with that as long as you understand also that just means 0, pretty much. Okay. You got to remember, these computers you have, like the computers you have at home or on your laptop, the reason we have the designs show up is that we have little pixels that either are on or off. And so if you happen to be just off of a pixel, it's going to pick up something like this. If you are exactly on the pixel, then it probably wouldn't. And why yours is showing up and mine's not is because I probably have mine set to show maybe less digit display, and this one's showing more digit display. So don't be concerned about that. We don't really have to think that something's broke. It's just the way that the computers are working. Okay. So have we answered the question? Did we find the equation of the line that passes through, or that is tangent to the graph and parallel to that line?
Yep.
Absolutely. Found 2 of them. We did more than they asked us to do. Okay, yeah.
Like that was a test question, we only need to find 1.
No, you'd have to find all of them. It doesn't say find just one. There happens to be, well, yeah. Okay, so on the quiz test, I gotta say find all lines, just in case there's more than one. I'll do that for you. Okay. Or if there's a question, you can always ask me. Okay, Jordan.
So is that equation then y equals 3x plus 4 and y equals 3x?
Those are the equations of the lines that are tangent to the curve. That give us, that's parallel to the other line. Okay. Okay, well, let's go on. What we have on this page, now, we've been using basically one notation for a derivative, and the notation we've been using has been f prime of x. Okay, that's been what we've been talking about. There are other ways that we can use notation to indicate a derivative. What are some of the other ways? Maybe you've come across some of the other ways. Maybe you've had in your other work. Want me to stop this now?